What's up, guys? I have finished leveling, and now I have an update to the Iron Maelstrom. We no longer use Bash, or Frenzy, or Upheaval. We use Iron Maelstrom by itself with Steel Grasp. And let's just show you how we can take this guy down with no issues. And he's dead. What's up, Barbarians? We have made it to World Tier 4, but our armor and some of our resistances are lacking. Because of that, I'm going to show off the Iron Maelstrom build in Torment 3. Alright. Rotation is really easy. What you're going to do is you're going to go to a group, Steel Grasp, and then you're going to hit Iron Maelstrom, and everything will be deleted. If your Iron Maelstrom isn't cooled down right away, hit Ground Stomp first, after you hit your Steel Grasp. So we're going to look for big groups. And there we go. I like to keep my Rallying Cry as a backup for Unstoppable. I don't actually use it, and you only use your Challenging Shout as necessary. So you can easily farm things in in Torment 3 with this build. In order to go into World Tier 4, we are going to have to do a little bit of upgrading before we can really play in World Tier 4. So far, I've successfully gone to World Tier 4, but I still play on World Tier 3, as it feels better. So we're doing level 60 at the moment. Oh, there's Lead back there. He didn't go there. There we go. We're doing level 60 at the moment, where Torment 3 starts at level 50 of the pit. So when you're out in the world in Green Helltide, you'll be killing enemies very similar to this. The lunatics are the worst. This build is a lot of fun. And it's really, really powerful. Bring him in, and boom. Ground Stomp. Always call them over with Steel Grasp, as that will also give you more damage when you have Ancient's Oath. But once you have those two mandatory pieces of the Unbroken Chain and Ancient's Oath, this build will literally slice through World Tier 1, 2, and 3 with no problem. It's really World Tier 4 that we need to worry about our glyphs, and then we have to worry about our armor and resistances and getting ancestral items. This is a good start to your endgame. And like, we're going really fast. There we go. Bossing is still easy, but it will take a little bit more time than a Hoda. It definitely doesn't one-shot bosses. a second. Ground Stomp. Get out of the way of that. We can use all of our shouts to do some Dust Devil damage. Get out of the way of that. Ground Stomp, and he's dead. There we go. That was Iron Maelstrom. I am missing the Harlequin Crest, which would make our cooldowns go down faster and would give us more damage reduction. Other than that, this build is pretty much complete. You just need to look for more items that are ancestral. In the helmet, we have the aspect of Undying. This will be replaced by the Harlequin Crest, but you are looking for max life and resistances. Make sure one of your tempers is on Earthquake size. In the chest, we have the Shroud of False Death. Not necessary, but the max life and the +1 to all passives is huge. If you don't have this, go for a chest piece with max life, resistances, and armor. Next, we have the aspect of the Earth Strikers. Here you're looking for strength, critical strike chance, and crit strike damage or overpower damage. I needed some more fire resistance, so I had to leave that there. For your tempers, you want Steel Grasp stuns on 1 and ultimate damage. Then we have the aspect of Bolcathos. This is what gives us our damage reduction while we are in our earthquakes. And on here, you want max life, armor, and resistances. For tempers, you want Challenging Shout cooldown and Dust Devil size. Then we have Yen's Blessings. I have this for 2 reasons. One, it gives us movement speed, fair amount of resistance, and resource generation. The other one is the casting a skill. Every time we cast a skill, this will give us a 50% chance to cast a shout. And on the odd chance that it casts Ground Stomp, that means our Iron Maelstrom cools down faster. This is going to proc Dust Devils with your shouts, or it's going to proc an Earthquake and reduce your cooldown of Iron Maelstrom. If you don't have Yen's Blessing, look for boots with movement speed, resistances, and life. Next is the aspect of Earthquakes with strength, max life. I do have damage there. You could put critical strike damage there as well if your critical strike chance is high enough, with 1 temper of ultimate damage for our Iron Maelstrom and the second to our heavy hitter, which is going to increase our Iron Maelstrom, our Dust Devils, and our Earthquakes. Try to get your Masterworking to hit on heavy hitter if you can. I don't have a lot of runes, but I'm using Zan Tech, which is when you cast your ultimate, you make an Earthquake, and with the overflow, our Earthquake is increased in size. So if you notice some of the earthquakes were a lot bigger, that's because of Iron Maelstrom. Next we have the Battleman. This is one of the 4 ways that we have berserking in the build, with strength, max life, damage, earthquake duration, and ultimate damage. Next is the Magnum Opus. This weapon is absolutely amazing and is going to be in most of the Barbarian builds because it's just so good. Try to find one with the highest unique aspect roll, and you want your Masterworkings to hit on strength and max resource. Next we have Ancient's Oath, and we use this for its unique aspect. We deal 48% more damage to enemies hit by our Steel Grasp. That is one of the 2 reasons why you want to Steel Grasp before you use Iron Maelstrom. The other reason would be the Unbroken Chain. Unbroken Chain is the way that we make our Iron Maelstrom cool down very quickly along with Ground Stomp, and this helps us use Iron Maelstrom all the time. In order to do this build, these 2 pieces are mandatory. Then we have the aspect of Fierce Winds, and on most of my rings, I like to put strength, attack speed, and critical strike chance. In this build, we don't really need attack speed. You could put critical strike damage or overpower damage. And for tempers, I would put damage while berserking and Iron Maelstrom cooldown. Next we have the Apogeic Furor aspect. With this ring you want the same stats, but you want both rings to have the Iron Maelstrom cooldown reduction. For runes, I would like to have Warcry in here, but I don't have it yet. Warcry and Standing Still would be perfect. I am missing those runes. Our weapon expertise is Two-Handed Axe. For the skill tree, we have 2 points in any basic skill. You will not be using this, so pick any one you'd like. Then we take 3 points in Tempered Fury for a Magnum Opus. We need 1 point in Pressure Point to get 3 points into Warpath. We take 3 points into Ground Stomp, into Strategic Ground Stomp. This helps our cooldown for Iron Maelstrom. 3 points in Imposing Presence. 3 points into Martial Vigor, 2 points into Rallying Cry for Enhanced Rallying Cry, 2 points into Challenging Shout for Enhanced Challenging Shout, 2 points into Warcry for Enhanced Warcry, 3 points into Booming Voice, 3 points into Raid Leader. If you are using Undying and you don't have the Harlequin Crest, you could take Guttural Yell. 3 points into swiftness, 3 points to aggressive resistance, 3 points into pit fighter, 3 points in slaying strike, 3 points in steel grasp for fighter steel grasp. You could also use the anger management aspect if you'd like to take out another aspect and take warrior steel grasp. 1 point to thick skinned to get 3 points to counteroffensive and 3 points to irrepressible. As we will be steel grasping all the time, we will have max fortify. We take 3 ranks into heavy hitter, 7 points into iron maelstrom, into supreme iron maelstrom. Then we take 3 points into heavy hitter, 3 points into brute force, and 3 points into wallop. And our key passive is unconstrained. Our berserking damage is now up to 95%, where our walking arsenal grants a 15% bonus. If you have all 3 bonuses going, you're getting a 45% increase. And that increase does not include your Dust Devils or your Earthquakes, where with Unconstrained, while you're berserking, your damage is just increased. Next, for our witch powers, we use Doom Orb as our unique witch power. Wave of Woe, I needed 1 Eldritch power to make sure that we can make enemies vulnerable. So every time our skills hit an enemy, they become vulnerable for 4.5 seconds. Next is Soul Harvest. This one is very important. Iron Maelstrom, Ground Stomp, and Steel Grasp all have cooldowns. Next is a Siphoning Aura. It means that our close to us will take more damage and will heal us. And our last power is Force of Will. This is to make sure that our overpowers deal a massive amount of damage. I was using the frog, which I did really enjoy, but then the frog did get annoying. He'll be quite far behind you, and when you're trying to kill enemies, he will pull enemies from the pack and kind of save them from getting killed while he tries to kill them. When you get this build online, swap out of the poison frog. The poison frog is still really good, but he goes against the playstyle of the build. For the Paragon board, we are missing one of our boards. First board, we have Rumble. Very important that this is the first glyph you level up this season. Earthquakes do the most damage out of anything you have. This glyph must be leveled up first. It'll be used in pretty much every build this season. Our next board is Decimator, where we take Ire. Our third board is Weapon Master, where we take Challenger. This is another glyph that will be in every single Barbarian build as it increases our damage to elites. This is the second glyph I would level up this season, as it will be in all builds. Then we path down to our fourth board, which is Blood Rage. This is the reason why we take the Ire glyph, and in this we take Twister. Dust Devils are also very powerful this season, and this would be the third or fourth glyph that I would upgrade because a lot of builds are going to be using Dust Devils. This is my Paragon board so far, and if you are just starting out, put Rumble in this board. Before I took Decimator, I took the Weapon Master board, so that swapping weapons gave us more Fury instead of using Furious Impulse. And then the third board was Blood Rage. This is an important board to get because of the bonus. And once you have enough points to take a fourth board, that's when you can respec for free, and I would put them in this style. Our fifth board will be Force of Nature, and we will be taking the key passive, and this will make the build even better. And that is the start of my end game journey with the Iron Maelstrom build. It's a lot of fun. I'm happy that I just hit World Tier 4 with items that are not maxed out at all. World Tier 3 was no problem. You can do this build as soon as you get these two pieces. World Tier 2 Uber bosses are extremely easy to kill. Torment 3 bosses take a little bit of time but are still no problem. And I will give this build one more video once I have all the pieces with Ancestrals to show off what this is really capable of. So if you've been leveling with my Iron Maelstrom Upheaval build, try to transition into this build here if you'd like. Alright guys, I hope you're all enjoying Season 7. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.